Good evening, everyone. I'm Andrew Robertson from BCITO, and we're doing a special segment tonight with one of our legendary bosses, Russell Clark of Licensed Renovations, who's here with me, and so we're just going to have a chat to him about how he engages with and runs his apprentice crew, and obviously any of you out there are welcome to fire through questions live as well. We'll ask Russ those as we go. But yeah, let's get into it. I'll just see if I can get Russ up. How are you, Russ? G'day.
I'm great, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, really good.
That's the guy. And yeah, thanks heaps for joining us tonight and doing this. And you know, we obviously BCITO acknowledges you as an employer who has kind of somehow got a magical formula going when it comes to training apprentices and getting the best out of them.
I don't know about that.
Well, we did the maths, and it seems that way anyway. But yeah, I thought we'll just keep this pretty cash and have a few chats, and then ask you a few questions. So, do you want to start off by just letting us know, what your trade is and what Licensed Renovations does?
Yeah, so obviously on the carpentry trade, I'm a qualified carpenter and did my apprenticeship years ago, and LBP, so licensed building practitioner as well. We're a renovation company, so we renovate anything, Auckland-wide. So yeah, specialist in renovations. I've done a lot. I did my apprenticeship in light commercial actually, with Argon Construction back in the day.
Okay.
My good friend then was the owner, Peter Jones. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And now I've just specialised in renovations. Been doing it for the last over 30 years, probably now, 35 years, 30 odd years. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. And I mean, I guess we're here to talk about apprentices and how you, I suppose, go about training your apprentices and looking after them as well as an employer. So we'll get into that in a bit. But I guess we do just want to ask a little bit about you as well, just to set the context. So how did you actually end up as a boss?
Oh, okay. As a boss, well, first of all, I obviously left school. I knew I wanted to be in the trades, and I actually initially started as an electrician.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my boss was a real average dude, you know.
So you saw the light?
Well, yeah, I didn't see the light at all. It was all to do with my sport. I was very keen at roller hockey.
Right.
So at 17 years of old, I'd made the New Zealand national side to go to the World Champs, and my boss at the time wouldn't give me time off. So at 17, World Champs, what do you do? So I quit my job and went. Simple as that. So one of my players on my team owned a construction company, and he was a goalie, and started working for him. So that's basically how I started in the industry.
Right.
It was awesome. It made the change to be carpentry.
Yeah.
And it's sort of gone from then. Basically, it's what I've done all my life. I did spend a year in Italy playing professional roller hockey when I was 19, which was pretty cool.
Sweet.
And then just carried on my apprenticeship and progressed from my apprenticeship into one day decided, look, I'll be my own boss. Because people tell me what to do, I don't like it. So that's the advantage of being your own boss.
So when was that, Russ?
Oh, I don't know. She was a few years now.
Yeah.
A fair time ago. I was pretty young, very inexperienced, very young. Like a lot of young guys now, just thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll just knock the nails in. Knocking the nails in, that's a business owner. It's absolutely not. It's probably the furthest from the truth.
Right.
You know.
So steep learning curve for you then?
Steep learning curve, yeah.
Yep.
And then I got up one morning and decided I'd go to London.
Yep.
And did a few years in London, which was really good for my experience. Not in the building experience, of course, but life experience. Came back and got into renovations, set up my own little building company, and applied myself then, you know. I learned a lot, some worldly skills, so to speak.
Yeah. Sweet.
And just it grew from there. Just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. So obviously, there you are. You're fairly young. You're everything's kind of growing and expanding. And I mean, what I suppose you're still doing it now. So what was it about that kept you kind of waking up and every day and wanting to do more?
Oh, I love being outside. I just loved everything about the building industry. You know, I loved that it was physical. It would challenge you. You know, reading plans and doing things. But more so, I love working in a team with other guys. You know, I couldn't stand just sitting there at a desk looking at my computer all day, although I do a bit of that now.
Yeah.
But just with a team of guys, subcontractors, plumbers, sparkies, electricians. But training. I've always liked to train. You know, my sports teams always coach sports teams. So just for myself, I've always enjoyed coaching and leading the way by example, I suppose. So yeah, I think. Yeah, why I'm in it, I don't know, but I have loved it. I've just loved it. Yeah, that's why I'm still in it. You know.
So you talked a bit about being part of a team, and you've also talked a bit about coaching. So do you think your experience coaching has actually it kind of helps you, or has I don't know, for lack of a better way of putting it, made you a better boss?
Oh, absolutely. The team's the key, and it's certainly my style of being a boss is very similar to my style of coaching.
Right.
My philosophy, with that, I suppose it's like the All Blacks. I like to think about the team of the All Blacks. A few years ago after the World Cup, we had about 7 or 8 of our best players leave, and it's like, will we ever win another game? Absolutely we did. We've only lost a couple because we keep bringing people through. So with my business, the same sort of thing. So I'm always bringing apprentices through. How they stay for a while, they go and start their own businesses. I've got some amazing ex-apprentices that become qualified carpenters that now running their own business. It's brilliant. It's great. I love it. And then new ones are coming through all the time. It's perfect.
So how? I mean, in terms of the team that you're running now, how many apprentices have you got at the moment?
Well, I think I've got 5 apprentices at the moment.
Yep.
And I've got ex-apprentices that have finished. Cody, for example, has finished his apprenticeship. Now he's running it. He's a foreman. He's sort of my 2IC almost,
Yep.
And running jobs.
Yep.
And I've got other apprentices who are in their final years that are going through their BCITO training and apprenticeship, and we'll just keep following everyone's footsteps. We're just going up the ladder. And special apprentice, have a deaf apprentice.
Yep.
Mark, and that's been a real challenge, but that's been very, very rewarding.
And you've obviously stuck by, Mark, because I know you've I remember talking to you a couple of years ago, and I think you'd only recently taken him on, but obviously you've stuck by him and you're starting to see results now.
Yeah, he's going awesome. He's great.
Yeah,
he's going really well. And his dream was to be a qualified licensed builder.
Yeah.
We're along with the BCITO and our training advisor, etc. Myself, we're making that happen. It's very rewarding, but he's a huge part of our business. He's a very good. He's going to be a very good carpenter.
Awesome. And so what about you've obviously you try to foster this team environment. Yeah. You treat it almost like a sports team with regards to coaching. So what is your style? I mean, how do you interact with your apprentices, and what do you like on the job site? If I'm an apprentice and I want to come and ask you a stupid question.
Well, there's no stupid questions for a start off. If you ask me a stupid question, you'll probably get a real stupid answer. Initially, that's just my style. I always like to have a bit of fun.
So you have a laugh?
Yeah,
yep.
but always back it up with a proper answer, serious answer. So, my coaching, my style is like a sports team as a coach. I'm not really a boss. I'm more of a captain and a leader, and I listen to your team. If you don't listen to your team, you're not going to enjoy the success. So, everyone on that team is part of our whole overall success.
Okay, and so listening to your team, can you give me an example of what that might look like?
I was at a job the other day, for example. I've been building all my life, and I said, hey, this is how we're going to do it. And then about next day I go to a job, and I get Cody was actually, but he did it another way. And explained why he did it another way. Brilliant, awesome, great. I never thought of that. Great, well done.
Yep.
So listen to them. Everyone's going to be different. These days, especially with technology, these young guys are way heads and shoulders above me. Back in my day, I was only there when we started having nail guns. Now there's lasers and all sorts of fancy things that are out there. So if you don't listen to your team, you're never going to get the new innovations in the industry and all those sort of things. So listening to the team is pretty key. Things are always changing. These guys are learning the books, they're going to tech, they're doing all their things, and they've got new ideas.
Sweet. And Russ, we just got a question that's come through from Lance Williams. So he says, do you as an employer have a contract with your apprentices where you require them to stay with the firm for a certain amount of time before they could kind of move off? Or
No, we don't. Try and get rid of them. No, we don't. If you build an environment, they don't have to leave. So back in the old day, back in my day, it was like do your 8,000 hours and leave. It was ingrained. That's what we did. there's actually no need for that. So they can't, we pay them really good money, they get really good jobs, great clients, they've got a great culture, we look after them. Why? There's no need to leave.
Yep. So, who are right now? Who are some of the people who have been with you the longest?
Well, even in the office, Peter, my QS, for example, has been there for almost 10 years.
Right.
Cody's obviously been there a while. I've got a couple of others that have been there forever. They can go to someone else, for more money or more jobs or a better culture. Find it hard. They find it hard. They don't need to. A few of my guys have gone overseas for a year. Did the OE come back to me? They must be doing something right.
Yeah.
You create the environment,
mate. Russ, that's why you're the legend.
Yeah, Cody today. I keep talking about Cody. And Cody's gone fishing today. If you can't beat him, join him. So it's just being versatile. Everyone's got different needs at different times.
Right.
They dig in for me.
Yep.
And
okay. So when it does come time for someone to leave and move on, and let's say they want to go and set up shop themselves,
yep.
How do you approach that?
Open arms. So I'm hoping that when my guys leave, they're really skilled in building, but also a little bit in finance. I like to think that they've got everything else in order. So these guys, they could become my friends. They've been working in my company for 4 years or more. They're very good friends. So when they leave, I want to know that they can succeed. I put all the effort into it. I want to, they're not a threat to me, not a challenge. They've given me service. I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything.
Yeah.
So I let them leave with open arms, and I help as best I can for them to succeed. I think that's probably I speak to a lot of people, and they get worried about that people leaving, but I nurture it. I think it's awesome. And at the end of the day, because they stay.
Awesome. Yeah. So just for those, we have actually had another question that's come through that's just asking, where are some of these apprenticeships and obviously people who are still keen to get into the industry. And if you're not in Auckland, it's maybe not as easy. So if you were, what advice can you give a person who's right now trying to get a job in building? What's their first step from your perspective as an employer?
Okay, first I get a little CV together.
Yep.
And I do things that we need as employers. So get a driver's license, for example. Having a driver's license, especially in Auckland, is very key. Get to jobs, and then BCITO. Put your name into the BCITO. Get a CV and just go door knocking, just go putting your CV out there to people. I get CVs across my desk all the time.
Right.
I've just recently taken if you saw the Instagram post that we did earlier the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Dan, one of my guys, he sent me a CV. I actually didn't need another apprentice.
Yeah.
His CV was awesome. I took him on.
Yep. So you never know. So really, you got to put yourself out there, knock down some doors, be proactive about it.
Absolutely. There's work out there. Cool.
And maybe if we get it into some of the bit more of the fun stuff. I know you've got some good stories about some of your apprentices and some of the stuff that's gone wrong. And actually, I'm quite interested in when something does go wrong, how you've kind of handled it. And how it's kind of panned out for your business and the apprentice, but I guess without mentioning any names, what are some of the bloopers you've had to endure?
Bloopers. I've had a few. One of them, I remember one blooper quite well. It was a young apprentice, and we were doing a job in town, right in Queen Street, 15-storey building, and we're painting some doors. So I got a new set of planer blades for him, and I said, go and plane these doors, and all good. 9 o'clock Monday morning, I get a phone call. I could hear all these alarms ringing. What's that, Brad? He knows who I'm talking to, if he's listening. What's that, Brad? And it's a fire alarm, and he hadn't put the planer blades on, and they were evacuating 15 stories on 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. They had 4 appliances there, they just snorkeled there, evacuate the whole building as part of the law of the alarms going. And because the smoke from the old planer blades had set the alarms off, and I got a bill for $3,000 for a false alarm, basically. So that was one of them. So what do?
So what does the conversation look like when you've got to go and talk to? Sorry, what was his name?
Brad. So
Brad. Yeah.
Mate, just a lesson. Young guy. It's like, mate, so I'm pretty crazy like that. I can't afford to do that all the time, of course.
Sure.
I found it quite funny actually, but yeah, that was one. I suppose I won't mention any names at all, but I had a young guy who worked for me. His name was Cody Webby. Oh, did I say that? Second, I think it was the third week on the job. He was doing some work around the house with our little truck that we had, and I get a phone call. I was at a function saying I best come back to the job, and somehow Cody had the handbrake had come off the job. The truck had gone down the road or down the driveway of our house that we're renovating, hit the house, hit 2 cars. Cody got run over, threw him into the bush. So basically, rode off the truck. Cody's in hospital. 2 cars in the garage, 2 garage doors. The only thing that saved us was the wheelie bin happened to be right in the pillar. Otherwise, the house would have fallen down. So that was interesting. So Cody's I've never let him forget that. It was interesting about a week before when we were talking about taking Cody on full time. I said to Sonia, "Okay, we've got to take Cody on." She goes, "He's a bit accident prone." But anyway, he's turned out to be absolutely amazing. Great credit to him. He's been awesome for our company. He's still there, and but I still don't let him forget that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
One young guy, and because Cody won the Auckland Prince of the Year a number of years ago. Another young guy we haven't heard much about is Caden. So I met Caden at school when my son was 5 years old.
Right.
So I'm on school camp.
Okay, so I mean this is quite a while ago.
A while ago. So the teacher says we're at school, Camperdeer. Campanura, I think it was. Teacher says, "Don't throw any rocks in the river." And you hear this massive splash. Caden, over here you go. Next minute, he's going to sit on the beach all day, on the bank all day. And, yeah, long story short, he got through that. He was one of those kids. Awesome personality. You know, left school, worked for me. Won Auckland Prince of the Year. Amazing.
When was that? That was a few years ago?
Well, I've probably got an award on the wall there. One up there. Was it 2000 and... Oh, I don't know, I can't. There's a couple up there.
Oh, you've got Cody up there as a
final.
finalist.
Yeah, then we've got the one at the bottom there. At the bottom there.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, awesome. Great. 2016.
2016. So, you know, talk about your CV. You don't have to have anything flash in the CV. I'm not saying that Caden didn't, but it's about the people, the personality, you know. When you leave school, you don't know anything about building. So I'm looking for the person that you are.
Yeah.
You know, are you in sports teams? Are you creative? Are you active? You know, you're doing things like that.
Yeah.
So you know, once again, that was a pretty cool story for Caden. Very proud moment for us in the company.
Okay, so we actually, I forget who asked it, but earlier we had quite a cool question that was, what have your apprentices taught you over the years? You know, are there any kind of lessons that you've kind of learnt, I suppose, as a boss through having apprentices?
Oh, they've taught me how to Snapchat. They taught me patience.
Right.
You know, I think they've just taught me how to. No, they've taught me how to live. You know, they've kept me young. Basically, I'm 51 years old next week, and they've kept me young.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hanging around with young dudes.
Yeah.
And I haven't got any woman apprentices, but I will do.
Yeah. So you're keen on that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've kept me young. They've taught me just to live my life. You know, and it's really interesting because you know, everything's changed. You know, back in the day, it was work hard, get a house. You know, get a job, get a house, get a car.
Yeah.
It's changed a little bit now. They've taught me to think on my feet, and and just you know, in the summer build you know, build deck chairs, and the winter build umbrellas. So they taught me to diversify. You know, because every single apprentice is different. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, mate, I reckon we should probably leave it there. We've had a pretty good stint, and we've covered a fair bit of ground, and it's hopefully the viewers out there have found it quite insightful and have been able to see, I suppose, why the good folk at BCITO thought you were worth kind of highlighting as a boss that does it well. So well done, and thanks very much for your time, mate.
I'm very humbled by the Legion Boss Award. You know, I'm just me. The one thing I'd just like to say on closing, the BCITO building people is absolutely awesome. You know, in my industry, having people like yourselves and
I didn't ask you to say this, did I?
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying that because it is so good to have that backup and support. You know, it's just for me as an employer to have apprentices, to have the backup of BCITO organisation and the people I deal with on a day-to-day basis. it's just fabulous. Really, really appreciate your support as well.
Appreciate that, Rust. We're here for the good of industry, and we do our best. But
if anyone has any questions, obviously get
there's still keep more questions coming. We can answer some.
I'm happy to if anyone needs to get hold of me for any reason. I'm happy to answer anything and share my knowledge and support with anyone.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. We'll leave it there, everyone, and hope you enjoyed. Cheers. Signing off.